What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my journal. It's Vonnie V. Hey, tonight I want to talk to you about a dating dilemma that I've had recently. You know, as many of you, if you've been watching my videos and you've been liking my videos, you like what you hear, you can agree with some of the things that I've been saying, just go ahead and click like and click share on this video right now. I need these videos shared, because there's no point in me just talking to 10, 20, 30 of y'all when it's a lot more people who could benefit from these types of conversations, okay? So just go and click like, click share right now. We ain't even got to rush tonight, you know what I'm saying? We're going to take our time, because I just got a story I want to tell about, you know, some of my dating experiences. Like some of you may know, I'm single, you know what I'm saying? I've been single for almost 2 years now. My last relationship was a very long, very intense. It was a marriage. And so I just took my time. You know, I took the past year and a half, 2 years to just straight up heal. You know, I just didn't want to hurt no more. I was very serious about not going into any new relationships with no old pain. Like, I'm really serious about moving forward and my future days being my best days. And so I took my time to heal. You know, typically before this last relationship, I would just, you know, a relationship for me would end and I would rush right on back into the next one. I would rebound, you know what I'm saying? I was just like a serial monogamous, always from one serious relationship into the next. And I never really took any real time to stop and smell the roses as a single person, because it's just because I'm a lover, you know what I'm saying? I want to be in relationships. I want to be sharing my intimacy. I want to be experiencing other people's intimacy, you know? So, you know, naturally, my default was to just try to get back into another relationship. But this time, I took my time. Took my 2 years, almost 2 years to heal. And so now I'm back on the market. I'm back on the dating market. And I haven't dated in 10 years, bro, other than, you know what I'm saying, my ex-wife. I went on dates with her, but I have not gone on any dates. I haven't been dating in the whole single dating market, man, for 10 years. So this is like a new adventure, a new journey for me. I don't have much wisdom about this area right now, because essentially it's new to me. Dating now is nothing like, I'm sure it's nothing like it was 10 years ago. So I'm gonna be sharing some of my experiences. I told you guys at the beginning of the year that I was gonna use 2020 to be sharing with you my experiences, my lessons, and just talking about things as if I was writing them down in my journal. And so this most recent dating dilemma is something that I will be writing down in my journal, because it has perplexed me. So let me tell y'all what's up. So like I said, I'm back dating again. I'm back like trying to meet people and trying to start dating again. And I met this cool girl, you know what I'm saying? Let's just call her name Maya. All right, that's not her real name, but let's just say her name is Maya. So I met Maya and she was cool. Like, we talked. She my age range, you know what I'm saying? We talked. The conversation was really good. You know, she was intelligent. She told me she's a teacher. She said at the secondary level, so I'm assuming that's high school, right? So I guess she's a high school teacher. And so she has education. She has some experience teaching. And the conversation was really good. It was intellectual. It was mature. She was talking to me about topics that are mature, about politics, about things that, you know, really interest a person like me. You know, I do like world star hip hop type of celebrity news occasionally here and there, but mostly I'm interested in more serious topics like politics, things that are going on in the soul, psychology. And so she was, you know, she was conversing with me on topics like that. She had a curious energy, which that's a real big thing for me. She came with some curious energy. She was asking me questions about myself, you know, asking me things like, you know, how would I describe my relationship with God? You know, what do I consider to be my best and worst qualities? You know, questions that you would ask somebody if you're serious about entertaining a relationship. Like, I remember being in my 20s and dating, and I wasn't asking nothing like that. I wasn't asking any serious questions. It was like, you know, what do you do? Where do you work? Where do you go to school? You know, I wasn't asking questions like, what type of spiritual practices are you taking, you know, presently to grow? You know, where you see yourself in 5 years, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even physically? You know, what are your goals, your physical goals? You know, everybody, you might be, you know, have a perfect body, but everybody should have physical goals, financial goals, spiritual goals, etc. So she was asking me questions like that, and I really appreciate in all my relationships when people bring a curious energy to the table, because it just communicates to me that you're interested in me. Like, you're interested in getting to know me. You're interested in learning about what makes me tick and tock, so that if we are in a relationship, we can vibe together. So I really appreciated her curious energy, and I appreciated her intelligence. I appreciated her education. Listen, we did a lot of texting in the first few days that we was talking, because I guess that's just the way it is. I don't mind texting. I'm actually more of a texter than a talker. You might disagree with that, but I do prefer to do a little bit more texting than talking. In the beginning, just, I don't know why. I'll reminisce. I'll think about that, and then I'll get back to you about why that is. I don't know yet. But we were doing a lot of texting in the beginning, and one of the things that I appreciated about Maya was that her text messages was pristine. Like, it was no misspellings, it was no typos, the grammar was right, all the words were spelled out. And I know that seems silly, but for a person like me, that really means a lot. Like, I really appreciate a proofread, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could tell that she was proofreading her text messages, and to me, that just communicates that she was being thoughtful and she was being careful. And so I really appreciated that about her. And she was very responsive. You know what I'm saying? If I would hit her up with a hey, good morning, she would hit me right back. She was also initiating a lot of good mornings, good nights, how you doing, just checking in, asking questions. She was super responsive. So for like 4 or 5 days, we're communicating like this. And oh, girl, was cool, man. Like, it was cool, but I got ghosted at the end. I didn't start the story off with the fact that this whole thing ended in me getting ghosted. Alright, so I'm telling you all these great things about the first few days that I'm talking to this person, and it's all going good. You know, we're sharing common interests. Like, we're realizing that we have a lot of things in common. You know, we talking about what's on our music playlist right now. We got a lot of the same things. It was just cool. The vibe was it just felt great. Let me take a sip, because I'm sipping, okay? So we was chilling, we was vibing, and we taking it slow. We just texting, we just talking, you know what I'm saying? We just getting to know each other. I ain't trying to rush into no new relationship, but I can appreciate when two people can just talk and ask questions and chit chat and share their interests. And I wasn't faking none of my funk. You know, if she said she was interested in John B, and I happen to be interested in John B too, I was like, yeah, me too. If she said she was interested in somebody I wasn't interested in musically, it was like I wasn't trying to fake like I was interested in that. Like, I'm too grown for that. I'm too past that. Like, I'm just gonna be myself, and I just want, you know, I want my partner, whoever I'm gonna be with, to be fully committed to just accepting me and loving me for myself. So I ain't faking no funk, and I didn't get any sense that she was faking the funk. It was vibing. So we talking, we texting, and you know, I felt like it came time in the relationship. We ain't gonna call it a relationship. In the situation, I felt like it became time to go on a date. You know what I'm saying? We've been really connecting, vibing on the phone. All right, let's link up. Let's see what this energy is like in person. So I invited her out for drinks, And she was very receptive to that. You know, Maya was like, cool, like, let's do this. Like, so we started to plan this date. And we was planning it together. It wasn't like she put it all on me. And that's another thing, Joe. Like, one of my huge pet peeves is, like, I always have to plan stuff. Like, in all my relationships, if my friends, family members want to get together, I gotta be the one to, like, pick the place, pick the time. I gotta, like, coordinate everything. And it's not that I don't like that. I'm good at that, and I like doing it. But I hate having to always do it in all my relationships. And I found myself in that position right now, where well, not right now, because I'm kind of throttling back off of that, but I found myself in that position a lot in all my relationships. And so when me and Maya were planning the date, you know what I'm saying, it was cool. Like, she was in there with it. She was in there with me. We were planning together. And so everything just kind of was going great until it wasn't. Like, it just went left. So we were planning this date. We were in the middle of planning this date. And it's about 4 or 5 days after meeting. We've been mostly communicating through text, talking a little bit here and there. So she just hit me up, and she was like, listen, you know, let me call you up. I'm about to go to the gym, but let me call you up. I just want to hear your voice, and let's talk more about the date. So I was like, great. She called me up, and here's where everything go left. And y'all help me figure it out, because when I say I got ghosted, homie, I mean, I don't know what happened. Like, I really got ghosted. So she calls me up, and she like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm finna go into the gym, but I just wanted to talk to you a little bit, hear your voice a little bit. And I was like, cool. So we was talking, and we were still planning out the date. And I think I said something to the effect of, I'm gonna have to Uber there. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, you're gonna have to Uber? Like, you don't drive? And I was like, yeah, I drive. I got a car, I got a license and everything, but, you know, if we're gonna meet up for drinks, you know, I'm not gonna drink and drive. So I'm gonna Uber it there and Uber it back. And then we chit-chatted up, we chopped it up a little bit more about some stuff. And she said, okay, cool. Everything felt normal, felt easy, felt good. She got off the phone, she said she was going into the gym. Bam, conversation over. So I'm like, straight. So, you know what I'm saying? We'd have been texting, we'd have been talking, we planning this date. Everything feels good. Gee, let me tell you, it came out of nowhere. Like an hour later, she texted me and was like, yo, my uncle just passed away. I had to cancel the date. And I had this face. Like, what? What? I mean, wait. Okay, so my initial reaction was, what? Like, that don't sound right. That don't feel right. That sound like a lie, you know? But then, like, my higher self was like, well, what if somebody did die, G? Like, you can't just be thinking about your date. If somebody really did die, you know, you got to be compassionate about this. So I throttled back. But honestly, my initial reaction was, that sound like a lie. So anyway, she told me that her uncle passed away and she had to cancel the date. And so my initial feeling was like, wow, that just don't feel like the truth. But then, you know, my higher self was like, let's just roll with that. So I texted her back and I was like, damn, that's very sad. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, yes, of course, we need to cancel if you got to, like, take care of your family, like, deal with your uncle's situation. Like, I'm so sorry to hear that. And she was like, thanks for understanding via text. We had never talked again after that last phone conversation. Once she texted me and told me her uncle passed away, we never talked again after that. So I expressed my condolences. And then she thanked me for that. And literally, bro, that was it. That was it. Like, I never heard from this girl again. Now, of course, I'm trying to figure out what happened. Like, what went wrong? Like, what did I say something? And that's why I tried to replay, like, for 3 or 4 days after that. I'm trying to replay the last conversation we had over the phone in my head. And I'm like, what did I say? And the only thing that stood out to me was the Uber conversation. Like, I'm thinking that maybe by me mentioning that I was taking an Uber, maybe she felt like I didn't have a car. Like, maybe I ain't got like a license or I ain't got a car or something. So, I mean, I'm like, maybe that scared her away, you know, like maybe she ain't trying to, maybe she, in her previous relationship, she was dating people that didn't have no car, didn't have no license or something, and it was just stressful. I don't know. I really, literally am at a loss. So that's why I say I got ghosted, because everything was going fine. She was proactive about planning the date with me. She was curious about getting to know me. And after that last conversation, it just stopped. She just bounced. And so I've been hearing a lot about ghosting and what ghosting actually is. And so I've seen some blogs that talk about how people say they got ghosted, but really they just got dumped. Like, they were presenting red flags to the person and they talked about their behavior. Okay, so there was this blog I saw where the girl was like, she was talking to these guys, and one of her leading questions is, do you have a girlfriend? And, you know, of course the guys would say, no, you know, I'm trying to date you, so no, I don't have a girlfriend. But one of her practices in the beginning of those relationships was to continuously ask them that, just to make sure. I guess she got burnt in the past. She got involved with a dude who I guess actually had a girlfriend and hurt her so much that now it's one of her formal practices is to continuously ask guys, are they in a relationship while they're dating her? And so after so much of that, you know, the guys was dipping out, you know what I'm saying? And she felt like she was being ghosted, but really a lot of people felt like she was just pushing people away with that aggressive, you know, that aggressive questioning. I don't think that that's the case in my situation. Like, I was not being aggressive in no kind of way. I really feel like I just got ghosted. Like, everything was fine. She was presenting positive, receptive energy to me. I certainly was to her. And something happened. Maybe her uncle really did pass away. But I'm thinking like, yo, if I'm really interested in somebody and I suffer a loss, a death in the family, I'm going to go and tend to that, and then I'm going to like reconnect. But none of that never happened. So all I'm left to try to figure out is what I said or did that caused me to get ghosted. And then so I'm thinking more about it, and I'm like, maybe it wasn't nothing I said or did that caused me to get ghosted. Like, just maybe this girl, for whatever reason, it ain't had nothing to do with me, or maybe it didn't have much to do with me, but she was just out. And so I've learned over the years, you know, I actually pray this prayer. I ask God to close doors that he wants to close and to open doors that he wants to open. Honestly, I don't want people in my life who aren't made or meant for who I am, where I am right now, and beyond. You know what I'm saying? So when I pray that prayer, Lord, close all the doors you want closed, that means keep away from me the people, circumstances, opportunities that don't fit with who I am and where I'm going. And when I pray the prayer, Lord, open all the doors you want open, I'm saying only allow in the people, circumstances, and opportunities that do fit. And so as I was thinking more about this ghosting situation, I'm like, I wasn't really mad. I felt like she was lying about her uncle dying. And I felt salty about that. I was like, I hope that she lying about this and she just saying this to ghost me. I hope somebody really didn't die. But I still felt some type of way. Like, I didn't like being ghosted. I didn't like it. You see my face? No, I did not like it. Especially because it was no symptoms and no signs. Now listen, that wasn't my first time ever being ghosted. I've been ghosted before. And I've done some ghosting, but I seen it coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I ever ghosted somebody, it was after many attempts to see if we could connect. And when the connection just wasn't happening, it was like, all right, I'm done. And same on their part. If the connection just wasn't happening to their expectation, I could see it coming. And so I feel like, but this one, I just really did not see it coming. And that's why it's kind of stuck with me. So Maya, if you out there, you know what I'm saying, I ain't mad that you ghosted me. I'm really not mad that you ghosted me. Like, I really hope your uncle did not pass away. I really hope that he didn't. And if he did, I'm really sorry for your loss. And it's fine if you just heard something that just made you not want to be involved. But I guess you didn't really have no alternative. Like, what's the alternative? You're gonna tell me, you know, after thinking about it, I really don't think I want to be serious about dating right now, so I just want to let you know I'm sorry. Bye. I mean, then you put yourself in a position, we got each other's numbers. You put yourself in a position where somebody gonna snap on you, somebody gonna cut you out. You know, that's one of my, if I'm gonna ghost you, I'm probably just gonna ghost you. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, hey, you know, I'm not really feeling the vibe, so can you lose my number, please? Because you don't never know. Some girls might really go off on you. I've had that happen to me before, where I tried to take the high road and in the relationship with some closure, not really the relationship, but just like the meeting point, you know, the same situation where we just been talking for a few days, just try to shut it down, I guess respectfully or honestly, transparently. And that backfire, you know, it would be like, well, you know, why? And I understand the question of why. I have that question too. But it would be like, why? And they would be mad, like, I got to deal with their feelings. And I mean, I only known you for a week. I don't want to have to comfort you through this. So I get it. I get ghosting. I'm not mad at ghosting. This video is about me trying to understand the lesson in this particular ghosting that happened to me. Everything felt fine, and then it kind of came out of nowhere. And the only thing I'm left with is that, you know, the door just got closed. It's a closed door. It's a door that shouldn't have been open. You know, maybe she's a great girl. I'm a great girl. Once again, it goes back to that good people video that I made. Just because she's great and I'm great don't mean we right. You know what I'm saying? And I've been praying for the right one. So it would be silly of me to be like praying and saying, God, send me the right one. And then he sent me a good one, not him, but a good one comes my way. And I just gobble it up. And like, God is like, nah, man, you said you wanted the right one. And I want you to have the right one. And so I'm going to have to close the door on a good one, because this good one ain't right for you. And I appreciate that. So I ain't mad about the ghosting, man. I'm really not mad about it. I really want to know why. I really wish like I could like pick her brain and ask, you know, what happened? Why you ghost me or whatever. I mean, that's just my flesh, my curiosity wants to know, you know what I'm saying, what happened. But all in all, at the end of the day, it's cool. I'm alright. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, we don't owe each other nothing after 6-7 days of talking. If you want to bounce. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's that early of a relationship. Now, I'm not talking about weeks and months and you've been dating somebody and you having sexual relations and then they go ghost. Now, that's effed up. I would be pissed off about that. But I'm talking about dating, meeting, these first initial days, couple of weeks that you're talking to somebody, meeting somebody. I think that everybody should be free to bow out and back out and ghost at any point. You know what I'm saying? We don't owe nobody nothing in those 2 weeks. I hadn't invested anything in that relationship, and she hadn't either. So it's cool to ghost that early in the relationship. I just wish I knew why. But you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have to just move on from that and learn from that. So she ghosted me, and you know, I'm learning from it. That's my mission. My mission is to learn from everything I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? You know, being ghosted don't feel good, but it might just be a blessing in disguise. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Have you ever been ghosted? Like, I'm not talking about dumped. Dumped is you've been in a relationship you messed up and they left you. That's dumb. That's not ghosted. Ghosted is y'all kicking it, everything seems fine, and then they just fly off the radar. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about in a short period of time, and y'all really getting to know each other and really talking. Let me know what y'all think, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about me. I'm still gonna stay out there dating. I'm still gonna meet people, and I'm gonna keep you updated on all my dating dilemmas, as well as, you know, when I have a good day, a great day, I'm talking about that too. Look, I'm not on here just talking about problems. I'm talking about good stuff and hard stuff. Ain't nothing really bad. If you can learn from it and you ain't die, then it wasn't really bad. All right, so listen, guys, I don't want to forget Blueprint for Abundance. That's my book. I want you guys to go on Amazon.com, type in Vonnie Virgil, and my book will pop up. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you're on Instagram, you didn't even get to see this whole video because Instagram only let me do 10-minute videos. So if you want to see the end of this, you got to come to YouTube or Facebook, all right? Listen, I love you guys. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Let me know some of y'all ghosting stories and what you learned about it, so that I can peruse through my dating phase with a little bit more ease, all right? Peace, guys.